Hi. Any doctor who specializes in adult ADHD will tell you that new patients tend to arrive at their office with one of two very different mindsets and very different concerns, two opposite requests. Some are cautious, wary of ADHD medications, and they request only non-pharmacological treatment options, tools, strategies, lifestyle changes, the holistic approach. Other patients, mostly men, mostly type A personalities, march in impatient. They want to get it handled now. Hi doc, I need the pills. I need them right now. I got a big meeting in an hour. I was in the first group, the wary, adamant group, not taking medication because I've heard some scary stories, the same stories that everyone has heard about how ADHD medication turns people into zombies. Now that was like 25 years ago. Now there's a more balanced perspective, thanks in large part to the millions of people who have tried medications, experimented trying to find one that works, finding one that works, and succeeding. And of course, not everybody finds one that works for them. Plus for me, popping a pill felt like cheating. I want to use my willpower to make changes and create new habits. That's the whole point of this, isn't it? Neatly ignoring the fact that I'd never managed to sleep regular hours, get regular exercise, stick to a healthy diet, or even a schedule in my 47 years on Earth. This was a while ago. Luckily, there are lots of very effective non-pharmacological ways and practices and tools to manage attention deficit disorder. Better sleep, crucial. Better diet, so helpful. Exercise, as good as meds. Certified ADHD coaches, there's all kinds of apps, there's organizations, you can journal, there are support groups. After hearing all that, some people say, well, aren't those things good for everyone? And I say, yes, they are. Some folks tend to add a little spin, a little heat to the question. Well, isn't that good advice for anybody? Isn't that good advice for everyone? Carries a certain amount of, duh. It neatly captures the subtle, lingering belief about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder that you just need to do what everyone else does and buckle down because ADHD is a load of crap for lazy people. It's an excuse. This is a key challenge in trying to explain or for others to understand this disorder. Yes, taking the time to do basic self-care is helpful for everyone, but especially so for people with ADHD, because we tend not to. It's like, well, shouldn't everybody duck their head when they're walking towards a helicopter and the rotor is spinning? Yes, good advice for everyone, but it's especially good advice for people who are very tall. Those people who are at the extreme end of the height spectrum. Yeah. Being at the end of a spectrum. So I mentioned exercise, beneficial for everyone and especially for, well, people who have a family history of heart problems or firefighters who sit around the fire station for days, even weeks, and then suddenly they're called, alarmed, they have to go out and they have to run up 20 flights of stairs, dragging a heavy hose to rescue your kittens and win our hearts. You see, exercise is doubly helpful for ADHD because it produces all kinds of really good chemicals in your body, including your brain, which is almost usually in your body. And if it's not, exercise is not going to help. If your brain's... Allow me to interrupt here. In fact, Dr. John Rady, co-author of Spark, the revolutionary new science of exercise and the brain, told me that exercise can be as effective for ADHD as medication. And lots of studies have confirmed exercise, it can improve memory, enhance the ability to learn new things, raise your mood, fight depression, fight anxiety. So yeah, it's good advice for everyone. And because it releases dopamine, which is key with ADHD, it's good for motivation and it's good for follow-through, and it produces serotonin. That's the happy hormone that's improving your mood, uplifting your spirit, and that too is especially powerful for people with ADHD. I can tell you that I experienced the power that exercise can have on ADHD symptoms when my wife and I did a 6-day charity bike ride of almost 400 miles long, over 620 kilometers. And during the months of training leading up to it, I got in the best physical condition I have ever been in since ever. I was Lance Legstrong, without the steroids. What was more shocking to me was when we were training, I actually started to crave exercise. That was a first. After dinner, I'd be restless watching TV and I'd announce, you know what, I think I'm going to go for another ride. And I'd be gone for another hour. And my ADHD symptoms went down, way down. Not gone, but down dramatically from like a 9 to a 2. Or is it a 2 to a... Anyway, on day 4, I fell into this Zen-like state, pedaling down the road, floating almost, on the hottest day of the summer. And for the first time in maybe forever, the gibberish and the chatter, they just stopped. I'd never experienced that state of... Naturally, after the rally, I committed to continue cycling. And of course, I didn't. It's arduous, you know. To maintain that level of fitness, you have to really, really, really love it. And I just really loved it, which made me too really short of a full commitment. Plus, I'd heard that people who run marathons or long-distance bike rallies die younger than the general population. And I looked into it, and, well, it's not true at all. They, in fact, live a lot longer. I thought, you can't be too careful. Luckily, about then, my wife became a certified yoga instructor, and that's what I do now. The yoga, not the instructor. I do the... So getting exercise, good sleep, a nutrient-dense diet, good advice for everyone, but especially beneficial for folks with ADHD. Unfortunately, as I discovered, there's a catch. ADHD makes it difficult to stick with things and build new habits. It's kind of a catch-22, win, lose. So for me, medication turned out to be foundational, allowing me to stick with those practices long enough for them to become habits. Nowadays, I do pretty well, managing my time, planning my day, getting regular sleep. I eat a much healthier diet. I do yoga. I exercise daily. I spend time in nature. I meditate. Wow, who am I? Finally, whether you use medication or not, the best advice I got was to make one change, take on one new practice and focus on it. Yeah, I know, ADHD, so focusing's hard, sticking with something, you get interested in, you want to try everything and on and on and on. But if you start with mindful meditation on a regular basis, research has confirmed, has shown it can produce measurable differences in the brain activity and the ability to focus. And you'll find as the diminishes, you're better able to control impulse shopping, for example. So you'll buy more nutritious food, which improves your diet, and that'll support you when you start regular exercise, which will lift your mood. So now you can tackle that clutter. I like mindful meditation as a starting point because it's free. It's simple. You can do it anywhere, any place, at any time, as long as you want or as little as you want. And there's a whole bunch of videos and apps that'll get you started and taking control of your life, which I know is good for everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm Rick Green. Do like, share, subscribe, or just bring food to the house. We're looking for desserts mostly this week.